Welcome to the Rise to Shine podcast with Noelle Custis, where we ignite the spark to discover your favorite self. It is time to get real, ladies. Hello. Welcome to the Rise to Shine podcast. I'm your host, Noelle Custis, and I am thrilled to be meeting you here again today. I want to start off by asking you this. Have you ever felt like you're doing all the right things? You are thinking positive, you're setting intentions, but nothing seems to change. Maybe you have even thought, is manifestation really a thing? Or is this just another trendy idea that doesn't work for me? Well, I totally get it because I used to feel the exact same way. In fact, I actually used to be terrified of the concept. I thought it was way too woo-woo, or maybe that it was even something that wasn't aligned with my faith. But the more I studied it, the more I realized that manifestation is actually a universal principle. It is backed by science and even aligns with many of the teachings that we do see in scripture. So, what I want to do today is I want to break this down in a way that makes sense, that feels really good for you, and that actually works. Because it is something that people throw it around, I'll manifest that thought for you. I'll manifest good energy for you. When we hear it in that respect, we may not take it very seriously. So I first want to really say something important. This should not feel overwhelming. When we get into this episode, it really is meant to be broken down almost as if we were in elementary school again. Remember, I was an elementary teacher, but it comes in handy for things like this because I feel like that is one of my superpowers is I'm able to teach it in a way that it definitely is not a college science lesson. We break it down because here's the reason why. I have learned as an educator that, and even just as a human, if we don't understand something, we're going to just dismiss it. We're going to think, okay, that's great, but not for me, right? And let me tell you, manifestation, you guys, it works. You just need to know how to do it and not to be afraid of it. So let's make this simple today. Let's make it fun. And most of all, let's make it work for you. I want to meet you where you're at in this. Okay. So if you're someone that has never really, um, you know, gotten into this, I hope that you will come to this with an open mind and stay with me. For those of you that have been curious about it, I hope that this helps you and helps you to, really think about how you can put it into your life and how you can act on it. And we're just going to clear it all up for you. So, the first thing that we definitely need to do is we need to talk about what is manifestation. Manifestation simply means bringing something into reality. That's it. It's not magic. It's not wishful thinking. It's actually aligning your thoughts, emotions, and your actions in a way that is going to create real change. Now, here's where I feel like people get it wrong. They think manifestation is just sitting on a yoga mat, wishing for something and hoping that it magically appears. And what I'm going to say to that is no. That is not what this is. It really is science plus energy plus action. It's what you focus on, you attract. It's your thoughts, your emotions, and actions actually working together to create your future. So I want you to think about it like this. If you've ever started noticing a certain car everywhere, and I know I've used this example before in previous podcasts, That's not because more cars that you're thinking about suddenly exist on the road. That's not happening. It's your brain is just now filtering them in. This is called that. Do you guys remember what it's called? The reticular activating system, also known as RAS. Your RAS filters information based on, I want you to hear this, based on what you tell it is important. So that is exactly why focusing on what you want instead of what you lack is going to be crucial. So there's going to be 5 steps, in my opinion, that you need to get familiar with and take action on. So the first step is really getting honest about what you're putting out there. So this is the time that if you want to grab that journal and a pen, you can do that now and get cozied up. Otherwise, just listen in and see what you get from this. You can always go back to replay it. But I want to say when you are getting honest about what you're putting out there, your brain doesn't process negatives the way you think it does. Let me explain. If I say, don't think about a pink elephant, what just popped into your head? I'm betting a pink elephant. This is because your brain focuses on the main subject of a thought, not the negative part. This is going to be really important. Your brain focuses on the main subject of a thought, not the negative part. So when you constantly say, I don't want to be broke, I don't want to be stressed, I don't want to feel stuck, your brain is actually focusing on what? Broke, stressed, and stuck, because that's the main subject. Even though you don't want to be those things, your brain is going to focus on those things. So instead, shift your words to, I'm creating financial abundance. I'm moving into a season of peace. I'm finding new opportunities. So for this step, you're going to want to think about what you are constantly saying and thinking. Get really honest with yourself, you guys. That's going to be super important. Because if you always say, I have the worst luck with money, or if you're always saying, dating just never works out for me, or I can never catch a break, any of those phrases familiar to you, or maybe there's someone else that you're thinking about when I say those things? Well, guess what? What are you actually putting into this world? The words and thoughts you repeat become the foundation of your life. So this is where you're going to want to rewrite the story. Okay, this is where you're going to want to rewrite the story. So this is going to be step number 2, rewriting the story. So now that you know and you've kind of figured out what are those patterns, what are the things that I say to myself, and how can we start to rewrite that? Well, this is going to be step number 2 because your brain is super smart. It actually knows when you're lying to yourself, because your brain always tries to protect you. So this is why if you try to tell yourself, I am a millionaire, when you don't even believe you can make 5 figures, guess what your brain does? It rejects it. It creates doubt, and then your doubt kills the momentum. So here's the key is you're going to want to start small, and you're going to want to make it believable. And then increase it little by little until it expands into something greater. Now, I want you to hear exactly how this works, because I remember when I was learning this, I was like, okay, that's interesting. But when I actually heard it into action and I saw some examples of this, that was when the light bulb clicked and it lit up for me. So I want to take a really common limiting belief and rewrite it step by step, because what you're going to want to do is you're going to rewrite it and you're going to make it bigger and better each time. So, for example, the first one is going to be money mindset. This is something I hear women talk about all the time, that we struggle with that. Hello, I'm talking to myself. So here's the first statement, right? This is our first thought. I am terrible with money. I'm never going to get ahead. Okay. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to rewrite it and you're going to make it believable in your brain, but you're going to make it slightly better. So maybe it's just something like, I am learning how to handle my money better. I'm learning how to handle my money better. Okay. Now, the next time you go to write, you're going to make it 5 to 10% better. And you're going to now rewrite it as, I am making small, smart financial decisions that are improving my life. Do you see how that's better? And now you can start believing it. And again, this isn't in one setting. This is as you're doing this practice every day. Maybe you're visiting it, rewriting these things every single day. And I hope you do, because when we get to step 5, we'll talk about how you can implement this. But then you're going to rewrite it again. And maybe you need to rewrite number 2, or maybe you need to write number 2. Like, I am making small, smart financial decisions that are improving my life. Maybe you need to write that 5 days in a row to really start believing it, because you're going to see how step 3, 4, and 5 is going to help you start believing it. But what I'm saying is you don't have to rewrite a new thought every day. You rewrite it until you believe it. Then once you believe that, you start expanding into a bigger energy. And then your rewrite can be, I feel more confident every day when I make decisions about my money. See how that's becoming more expansive? And then you keep writing that until you get bigger and you're able to expand more, because this is when you're getting closer to that abundance mindset. And your rewrite number 4 can look like, I love knowing that financial opportunities are always available to me. I love knowing that financial opportunities are always available to me. And then when you rewrite number 5, now we're shifting into this powerful new belief. I attract abundance easily because I have learned how to manage my money with confidence. And now you believe that. You're not faking yourself out trying to believe it. You actually believe it. This is huge, you guys. Do you see how this works? If we try to jump from struggle to I'm a millionaire, our brain is going to reject it. But when we move into better energy, little by little, it starts to feel real. So now let's do the same thing with weight loss and health, because this is another huge thing that comes up and another area where many women feel stuck. So here's an example of health and body confidence. Here it is. I'll never lose weight. I've tried everything and nothing works. Anybody has said that out there? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to make it believable, but we're going to make it better, because we don't want to tell our brains that we're never going to lose weight and we've tried everything and nothing works, because then that's exactly where you're going to be stuck. So you're going to rewrite it and you're going to say, I'm learning how to take better care of my body. I'm learning how to take care of better care of my body. This is going to help you believe that. And then you're going to notice, you're going to attract that space where, okay, I'm learning how to take better care of my body. Maybe it's just cutting out the Diet Cokes. Maybe it's cutting out the sugars. Maybe it's getting a little walk in or a little stretch. But it's believable. You can believe in yourself that you're going to learn how to take better care of your body. And then once you've believed that and you're taking actions on that, Then you're going to start rewriting that statement. And again, you're going to make it a little better, activating possibility. And it can become something like, I feel good when I make healthy choices for myself. I feel good when I make healthy choices for myself. So when you're saying that, and that's constantly part of your framework in your day, guess what you're going to do? You're going to make healthy choices. And when you make those healthier choices, you're going to feel good about that. Okay. Once that becomes believable and you trust yourself with that, you're going to rewrite again. And this is when you're going to start bringing in a feeling of confidence. I am seeing small changes and I know I am capable of progress. Because guess what? You are seeing some small changes. Maybe your pants are feeling a little bit looser. Maybe you don't have as much puffiness in your cheeks. Okay. Maybe you're feeling a little more energy and you start to trust yourself and you know you're capable of progress. And it's not that going back to that place of nothing works for me. No, it is working. You're starting to make small, healthy choices. You're starting to bring health and wellness into your conscious mind. And you're starting to see those small changes and you're realizing, hey, I can do this. And then you're going to start building momentum in your identity shift by saying, I love the way my body feels when I nourish it and move it daily. Then we're going to want to attract that, right? Then we're going to want to go out for that walk. Then we're going to want to move our body a little bit. We're going to want to eat a little bit better because guess what? We wake up and we feel more energetic. And then we can keep stepping up, keep leveling up in your rewrites, because then you get to start stepping fully into the identity of your new belief. I am becoming the healthiest, most vibrant version of myself, and it feels amazing. Every time you rewrite your thoughts, you increase your capacity for belief. Your capacity gets bigger because you're believing the small things and it's growing. The more you do it, the stronger those new thought patterns become. And this is why manifestation works. It's not about tricking your brain, it's about building new neural pathways until they become your reality. But here is something so cool is step number 3. This is activating the abundance. Here's when we go back to the gratitude. You know, I am huge about gratitude because it literally changes your life. It also changes the game of manifestation. It is the key to manifestation. Gratitude shifts everything. It moves us from I don't have enough to I already have so much. I already have so much. So, how you're going to activate abundance in your daily life? First of all, you're going to start with the easy things. Okay. So, when you're in your gratitude practice, again, it's just starting easy. You have a warm bed, you have a good meal, you have a friend who checks in on you. You get the point, right? You've got your children, you have a partner, like whatever that is, you're going to start small and then you're going to start to expand that environment. This is where I say, start to get outside, walk in nature, go to a coffee shop, just change your setting because when you see the world differently, when you are in a different space, the more you expand on your thinking because it helps you to think of more things. So then you move into gratitude for the harder things. Okay. I'll be honest with you. I bring up money a lot because money is probably one of the hardest ones for me. I have had very deep rooted beliefs that there was never enough. But as I started shifting my focus, I found more abundance even when I want you to hear me, even when my bank account didn't immediately change. That shift in energy made room for more. Because if you're only focusing on what's missing, you're never going to expand into what's possible. Okay. If you're only focusing on the missing parts, you're not going to expand into what is actually possible. So you want to increase your gratitude and you want to get more specific. And then as you increase that capacity, you're going to be able to start to increase even the things that are a little bit trickier for you. Okay. And then we're going to get into step 4. And this is my favorite. This is future casting. And this is when you feel it, you see it, you live it. And this is where things get really exciting in the manifestation process because future casting is about stepping into the version of yourself that already has what you desire. Okay. So this is where I want you to really use the 5 senses to make it real. So your sight, what do you see? Who's with you? The sound, what are people saying? Are there clinking glasses at your celebration dinner? So let's pretend like you just got that huge promotion at work. Okay. That's what you're manifesting. You're manifesting that promotion. You've done all of your limiting beliefs. You've rewritten your statements numerous times. You're in full gratitude as you're manifesting and getting closer to this dream. You're attracting the energy. Your vibrational energy is higher. And now you get to create the movie in your mind because our mind sees pictures. So let's say you've gotten the promotion. Okay, you're manifesting that promotion. Now you want to create the movie, the final product. You've gotten the promotion, so now you get to have the biggest celebration dinner of your life. You are going to walk into your favorite restaurant. I want you to think about where that is. What kind of food? Who's there with you? So that's when I'm talking about your sight. What do you see? Who's with you? What are people saying? Is there a lot of chatter? Is there excitement? Is there music in the background? Are people going to get ready to dance because you've got a DJ or you've got a band tonight? What does that look like? And when I say, are there clinking glasses at your celebration dinner? Are people saying cheers? Is there a toast for you that's special? What does that look like? And then how does your outfit feel? What are you wearing? The weight of your dream car's steering wheel. That's how deep I want you to get. Like you're in your dream car. What does that feel like when you're holding on to that steering wheel as you're driving to that dinner? Because you just bought yourself a new car. I don't know. We want to get really, really detailed. And then when you're at your dinner, if you're at a dinner celebrating, what's on your plate? What are you eating? What's your favorite meal? What are you doing for others? Are you able to give everybody else, are you able to pay for your family? Your extended family with no problem. Like, I don't even have to worry about if they're ordering filet mignon instead of the chicken dinner, right? Like, what does that feel like? What are you eating? What does it smell like? All of the things, because the more detailed your visualization, the stronger your vibrational match to it becomes. Again, it's believing it. Your vibration matches the energy when you can specifically see it. It becomes real to you. And then step 5 becomes building momentum like your life depends on it. If you want to manifest, my friends, this is the part people skip, and this is why their manifestations don't always come to life. You don't want to skip this because here's the truth. Manifestation is not about doing something once and expecting immediate results. And we like to just have instant gratification. Manifestation is not going to be instant gratification. It's about showing up daily like your life depends on it. How important is this to you? So I want you to think about daily energy practices. And this is kind of like your manifestation routine. So I want you to think about these 5 things. Maybe you've never journaled before and you're like, I don't even know where to start. It's too overwhelming for me. Well, this is a great way to start. Okay. So I want you to first think about we're going to do this in like 5-minute increments. So that would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes of your day. 5 minutes of deep breathing and meditation. So this is when you really want to get into that deep breath. You want to control your breathing because what that does is it also helps you with regulating your nervous system. Because we do get nervous when we're thinking about our dreams and we're going bigger and we're in expansive energy. Okay. So then after that, what you're going to do is you're going to do about 5 minutes of gratitude journaling. So just like we talked about, okay, you're going to give gratitude for all of the things and then rewrite your beliefs. Rewrite those beliefs. Maybe you have more than one. Maybe there's 2 or 3. And remember, you can keep rewriting it until it becomes believable. But I tell you, you will know when you're ready to expand because you'll feel it. You'll go, man, I'm ready to rewrite this in a more expansive way because I feel it and I believe it. And then take those 5 minutes of visualizing your dream life. Now, I did it on your celebration dinner, but okay, so let's say it's the promotion that you're manifesting or making more money. Again, be specific about that. But when I talk about visualizing your dream life, it doesn't just have to be the celebratory dinner. It can be about what that looks like when you go on vacation, what that looks like where you live, how you do life differently. What is your freedom in life from that? So you can continue to visualize because I promise you, again, more energy, that energy is going to continue to attract. And this is where you're going to come up with more ideas because your brain is now manifesting and aligning with your energy. It's believable and you are creating your dream life. And then here's the biggie. This is where you are going to use about 5 minutes of planning inspired action for the day. Okay, inspired action for the day. What are you going to do today that is going to lean into the possibility of your dream, getting closer to what it is that you are manifesting? And then live your day knowing that it's already in motion. It's already happening. Now, I'm not saying that you're living your life, with that promotion, that you're already, wealthy and all the things, but you're stepping into how would that look because it is already going to be happening. It is already going to be happening. And here's why, because you're going to know when this is working, because guess what? Each day you're going to feel lighter and you're going to feel more inspired. Your ideas are going to start flowing more when you do this practice in your time of day when you're doing this practice. And opportunities are going to start coming up for you. Just like when, oh, I've never seen that red car before. I love that red car. And then boom, you start seeing that red car everywhere. It's going to be the same thing. You're going to be desiring and putting out that you are wanting to get closer to this dream. So guess what? More opportunities are going to start coming to you for this dream to come to fruition. Opportunities are going to start flowing, and the small things that you've been manifesting are going to start showing up. And you're going to start noticing, just like the red car. It's not because there's more red cars. It's not because everything changes. It's because you start attracting it. Your brain is focusing on that. So there may have been lots of opportunities that you may not have even seen in front of you because your brain was not focused on it. But now it is. And then you're going to start feeling this impulse to take more action because you're getting closer to your goal. How many of you have, started a health and wellness practice? And as you're hitting those small goals, as you are getting more energy, what do you want to do? You want to do more because you're starting to see results. The little things are starting to happen, right? So you want to take more action. That's when you're going to know that this is working. And I want you to imagine what could happen if you did this every day for 3 months. What could be different 6 months from now? I want you to really think about it. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to put in this practice? And I also want to say that if you're ready to make this a real part of your life, we go so much deeper inside of the Glow Up Mentoring School. This is what we do. We take these concepts and we dive deeper. We take our strategies and our tools, but we don't just talk about it. We make the decision to do it. And we have community around us that are, giving us the kudos. I always say, I love the Glow Up Mentoring School because it is like a one-stop shop. It is for those of you that are like, you know what? I don't want to piecemeal everything together. I'm just looking for answers of how I can start to level up in my life. How can I start to really make sustainable changes? Because I know that there is something inside of me as a woman that I'm ready to take the next level. But I am just overwhelmed. I don't know how to do that. I don't know where to start. What do I do? Yeah, I've heard about manifesting, but how do I do that? What do I do? Yes, this podcast, I hope you walk away feeling excited and encouraged. And I hope it was broken down in a way that you feel like, yes, I can start this process. But if you want to go even deeper, we go even deeper. Like there is a whole mini workshop on this. There's going to be different topics that we're going to talk about that are going to resonate with you. When it comes to money mindset shifts, we are going to go deep in that this year because there's so many more things that you can do as well. And you get the support there. You also get experts. So I want to tell you that you are going to get experts in the neuroscience of manifestation. You're going to get experts of people that actually have been practicing this for a very long time and have even more tips and tricks of how to get you deeper into this space. And what happens is then instead of waiting for a long period of time, you get to make a quantum leap, right? Because we break it down for you and you can get there faster with more tools, flow, and ease. That's what we do in the Glow Up School. And this is what I love about it. So if you want to go deeper, please know we would love to have you. And just know that you are powerful. You are a creator. You are. And everything you desire is within reach. It has been put on your heart for a reason. I truly believe that. There is a reason why it's been put on your heart. So I hope that this has been a really interesting for those of you that have, just come in with an open mind. I hope something has clicked with you. I hope it encourages you. Those of you that are like, man, I needed a plan of action and this helps me so much because it was a concept that I've heard people talking about. I wanted to know more. I was curious. I'm so hoping that this is something that is going to be a great tool for you. And those of you that want to dive in deeper, please take a look in the show notes for the link to check out the Glow Up Mentoring School. It's all women. It is a fabulous community, and we are just getting started. So, you guys, go manifest. Have fun. Your dreams deserve to come alive. And as always, keep rising, keep shining, and know that your best day is today, right here waiting for you. All right, guys. Bye, friends. And thanks for joining me. I will see you back here next Tuesday. Thanks for joining me here today. Your presence means the world to me. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider leaving a rating and review, and don't forget to follow or subscribe so you never miss an episode. Head to the show notes and let's connect. Rise to Shine Co. is ready to support you in coaching, collaboration, life tips, or even a coffee chat. Until next time, keep shining, my friends.